Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another classic album review. I'm aware my hair is very messy and fluffy. I was out today and I decided that I would do my hair like I normally do. Comb it back, put some gel in it, comb it back. And when I got back, I washed it out, took a shower. That's why it's all messed up. I did that kind of on purpose. Very clean and messy at the same time. So, but enough about my hair. That ain't the most. That ain't what important here. We are going to be reviewing an album today, and I showed this in my last one for Emperors and the Night Side Eclipse. I think I showed the vinyl for Burzum, Hvis Lyset Tar Oss. This is the album we will be reviewing today. It was between 4 albums for Burzum. I don't have a copy of the second Burzum album, but I do have a copy of the first one, the self-titled release, and I also have the album that came after this, Philosophum. I don't have Det Salmen gegen Varg. I don't have it at all. I have it on my computer. I don't have it on CD or vinyl. However, this one, Hvis Lyset Tar Oss, is Varg's third record under the Burzum name, and it remains my favorite to this day. So, this is not only my favorite Burzum album, this is my favorite black metal album. Even though Mr. Vikernes does not consider Burzum black metal, never really has, I would say that, his classic, even Philosophum, which was supposed to be an anti-black metal album, still have that black metal sound. And this album is no exception to that. And this video is brought to you by Blue Moon. Don't fizz up, don't fizz up. Okay, we're good. So, Hvis Lyset Tar Oss is Norwegian for Until the Light Takes Us. And there was even a documentary made of the same name that goes to show the album's influence. This is one of the most influential albums in the black metal scene in Norway, overall period. This is the pinnacle of the genre in my opinion. It was released in 1994, and this right here set the gold standard for this style of black metal, the very atmospheric ambient stuff that we see with other bands that came after Burzum that emulated the same style. Bands like Disturbed, for example, on the album Dwelling Lifeless. That's a fantastic album. If y'all have not heard that, check it out. You can easily tell where the influence comes from, definitely from here. Other bands that have definitely taken influence from Burzum. I'm going to hook my laptop back up to the charger. For some reason it didn't want to charge. You have bands such as even Leviathan that you could just tell that have that dark sound that Burzum introduced, and then other bands like Leviathan, Disturbed, Zaster, of course, came out and decided to not necessarily clone Varg's ideas, but emulate them in their own way. There's countless bands that could take influence from this record, this band as a particular whole. This album is only 4 tracks long, and it runs, I believe, at about, I gotta look at the length, man. I'm sorry, I'm not really prepared to do this. It's kind of just a random thing. It runs at about 45 minutes. Okay, so I was correct. So, the song Det Salmen gegen Varg is included on this album. It's the first one. It's about 14.5 minutes long. This is my favorite black metal track of all time. This song is very, very orchestrated, very atmospheric, and the freaking keyboards here are absolutely gorgeous. This is some of the greatest keyboard work I have heard in a release such as this. Wow, my hair is messed up, man. Holy crap. Alright, I don't care. Other songs like Hvis Lyset Tar Oss, the title track, and the third track, I'm going to butcher the title, so I'm not going to even attempt that one. But these tracks have more of an aggressive style, and there's more blast beats to be heard, especially within the second track. The first one didn't really have blast beating. It was more of a mid-paced to a slower-paced song, and the second and third track kind of pick up the pace a little bit. Now, the fourth track, Tomhet, again, I'm sorry for butchering the titles. Tomhet is a pure ambient keyboard piece. It's about 14 minutes in length, too. This song here really helped influence my project. I have an ambient project called Lunar Dusk, not hardly anyone know about, but I have an EP out right now on Bandcamp. Songs like this have really influenced my own project and other ambient black metal bands as well. It's a very simple song, and it basically repeats similar ideas throughout its 14-minute duration, as does most of the release. The first song is 14.5 minutes, the second song is 8 minutes, the third song is just under 8 minutes, and then the fourth one is 14 minutes. So these are some longer tracks, and they do get repetitive, but that's the very important key to the sound of this album. The repetition serves as a sort of way to create a musical trance. A musical, I don't know how to describe it other than trance, or maybe we could say hypnotic effect, because that's what it does. It creates it's not repetitive and as in boring that we hear a lot of on modern radio. Repetition can be boring. However, in a lot of black metal and metal such as this, the repetition only amplifies the quality of it. This is something that has definitely influenced a lot of other bands' song structures to have longer tracks that repeat ideas throughout the whole thing. Bands like Lustre is freaking great. I'm probably butchering that name, but similar stuff like that. Lustre's stuff is very repetitive, and you can definitely tell where it takes influence from. This album right here. And I really do like the artwork. This is the background black repress. This ain't the original white splatter vinyl that's worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But I do like the artwork. This is by an artist, I know his first name is Theodore, and his last name starts with a K. I'm not going to butcher his name, that's why I'm not going to say it. But some of the most dark artwork for one of the most dark albums. This is not a happy album. This is a very sad, melancholic release that most people who listen to Burzum are aware of. It's fascinating that music like this can convey such emotion and such distress, but sound so gorgeous at the same time. Vocally speaking, this was, I would say, Burzum's first 3 albums had a very different style of vocal delivery than Philosophum, and then Bellis and Fallen and Skiptar, and then his ambient albums would have, not including the prison albums, because the prison albums were instrumental, but the later albums that he's doing nowadays. The vocal style on albums later was more of a raspy style of screams, but they were whispered screams. Here, it's pure screaming. It's very high-pitched screaming. It's almost like banshee-like screaming. This is some alienating stuff. If you're not a fan of this style of music, it's really not going to appeal to you. However, I personally think that it even adds more to the atmosphere. And especially when this was released as early as it was, black metal did not sound like this in 1994. I think this album was recorded in 1992 or 3. 1992. It was 1992. He recorded this album in 1992 and didn't release it until 2 years later. That was the case with most Burzum albums. I think Philosophum was even recorded in 1993. They were recorded very early. They were recorded before they were released in the Gregen Holland studio, along with other important albums in the black metal scene. Emperor and I believe Dark Throne and Mayhem used the studio as well, and Satyricon, I'm pretty sure. Enslaved. I'm not sure who all used this, but I know a lot, like specifically who all used this, but I know a lot of the bands did use this studio for early works. This is also released on Misanthropy Records after Burzum stopped releasing stuff under Death Like Silence Productions. I know he released this album originally on Death Like Silence and the Aske EP as well. This is obviously a repress, but the original copies are released under that record label. So, Burzum, Hvis Lyset Tar Oss. As many of y'all know, the classic story is that Varg Vikernes went to prison for the murder of Euronymous and the arson of several Norwegian churches. I'm not going to get into politics, and I'm not going to justify what he did. I'm not going to get into any of that. But regardless of his personal views on certain things, he makes some amazing music. And this album is a testament to that music that he makes. This is the pinnacle of Burzum. This is the pinnacle of black metal, if he even wants to, regardless if Varg refers to it as black metal or just metal. This is a pinnacle metal album. And I think anyone who hasn't heard it at this point really would benefit. Anyone who's into extreme metal would really love this album. So, check it out. Enjoy it. I will get back to y'all again maybe next week with another video. Probably not, because I can't seem to keep promises. We'll see how it goes. Interesting fact, Dunkelheit from Philosophum, very important song. This is one of his most well-known tracks. Was actually supposed to be recorded for this record. However, I guess the original sound production of it, or the sound quality, wasn't good, so he scrapped it and used it for his next album. Oh well. So, check this out if you haven't. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I shoot up serotonin like Pomona heroin addict, so I can be Good Morning America cheerful. That was from Regular Car Reviews. Freaking awesome channel. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. and see y'all at work tomorrow.